Prime Video's The Better Sister is a chilling murder mystery series that keeps viewers guessing until the very last episode. Based on Oliver Burke's 2019 novel, this limited series, released on May 29, 2025, brings family drama, betrayal, and long-hidden secrets to the surface. Jessica Biel and Elizabeth Banks deliver gripping performances as Chloe and Nicky, two sisters with a complicated past and a future forever changed by the brutal murder of Adam, Chloe's husband and Nicky's ex. But as the show reveals in layers, things aren't as simple as they seem. Adam isn't just a murder victim, he's the cause of much deeper pain that slowly bubbles up in each episode, ending in a shocking twist. So, how does Adam die in The Better Sister? Why was he killed? And who finally takes the fall? Let's break it down in simple terms. The story begins with Chloe Taylor living what seems to be a picture-perfect life in New York City. She's a top magazine editor, married to a successful lawyer named Adam, and raising a teenage son, Ethan. But everything shatters one night when Adam is found stabbed to death at their beach house. This tragedy opens a Pandora's box of family secrets, and Chloe's estranged sister Nicky, who is also Ethan's biological mother and Adam's ex-wife, suddenly re-enters the picture. Nicky, a recovering addict, arrives to support Chloe and Ethan, but it quickly becomes clear that there's more to the story than anyone is admitting. The police investigation, led by detectives Nancy Guidry and Matt Bowen, soon uncovers that the crime scene was staged to look like a burglary. This wasn't a random killing. This was personal. And as the detectives dig deeper, they discover that Adam used to be married to Nicky before marrying her sister Chloe. Nicky lost custody of Ethan due to her addiction, and Adam and Chloe took him in. But what no one realized, except for Ethan, was that Adam had become abusive towards Chloe. Ethan, who had stayed in contact with Nicky through a secret burner phone for 5 years, became the bridge between the sisters. Through his messages and calls, Nicky learned about the abusive reality Chloe was hiding. One night, Ethan calls Nicky in a panic. He says that Adam had choked Chloe during a violent argument. Nicky, afraid for her sister's life, rushes over to confront Adam. She finds him alone and tells him she knows what he's been doing. Things spiral quickly. Adam tries to silence her, and in the heat of the moment, Nicky stabs him with a pocket knife to protect herself and flees the scene. But that's not where the story ends. Ethan arrives at the house and finds Adam bleeding but still alive. Instead of calling for help, Ethan stands there, frozen. He doesn't help his father. Instead, he lets him die. In his mind, his father was the monster, and the world, including Chloe and himself, would be better off without him. Believing that Chloe had killed Adam during a fight, Ethan tries to protect her. He stages the scene to look like a break-in and hides the truth. As the investigation continues, Ethan ends up getting arrested. Blood found on his shoes matches his own, caused by a small cut, but it's enough to raise suspicion. When detectives look into his past, they find more red flags. He once brought a gun to school, and Adam had to make a hefty donation to cover it up. Online, Ethan had even sent anonymous death threats to Chloe. Prosecutor Dom uses all this to paint a troubling picture of a boy with deep resentment, one who had reasons to want his father dead. Chloe and Nicky both testify in his defense. Chloe lies under oath, claiming she was having an affair with Adam's colleague Jake Rodriguez and had confided in him about the abuse. Jake goes along with the story, even though it's false, just to protect Ethan. Their plan works. Ethan is found not guilty. But Jake has a solid alibi for the night of the murder, so the police still need to find the real killer. This is where things get messy. Flashbacks reveal that years ago, Adam tricked Nicky into losing custody of Ethan. He made it look like Nicky had nearly drowned Ethan while high, but in truth, he had drugged her and staged the drowning to make her look unfit. He called the police while she was unconscious, and the incident gave him a legal reason to push her out of Ethan's life. Nicky stepped away because she thought it was best for her son, not realizing she had been set up. In the final episode, more shocking truths come out. Nancy, one of the detectives, learns from Adam's mother Debbie that Nicky had stabbed Adam. Nancy secretly sends Nicky's DNA to the lab but gets removed from the case before she can act on the results. Turns out, Nancy has her own scandal. Years ago, she mistakenly attacked an innocent black man during a case, leaving him disabled. Once this comes to light, her credibility is shot, and she's booted from the investigation. Meanwhile, Chloe starts working with the FBI. They're investigating Adam's law firm, Braddock & Braddock, and their shady dealings with a corrupt company called the Gentry Group. This group was using underpaid, possibly enslaved workers to build a massive sports stadium. Adam had been secretly working with the FBI to expose them, and was gathering intel before his death. Chloe finds a recording that proves Adam's boss, Bill Braddock, was trying to blackmail the Gentry Group. She uses this to her advantage. To protect Nicky once and for all, Chloe decides to frame Bill. She plants the murder weapon, Nicky's knife, in his office and sends the FBI's recording to Detective Matt. With that evidence, Bill gets arrested for corruption and for Adam's murder. The FBI now has a reason to go after the Gentry Group, and Chloe clears Nicky's name without ever revealing the real story. But the dominoes keep falling. Jake, who had tried to help Chloe and Ethan, is killed, most likely by someone working for the Gentry Group, tying up their loose ends. In the end, the truth is known only to Chloe, Nicky, and Ethan. Adam's death was caused by a violent confrontation with Nicky, sparked by years of abuse and lies. Ethan didn't kill him, but he let him die. Chloe didn't stab him, but she covered it all up. And Nicky, the one with the roughest past, ends up being the one who saved Chloe's life. The final scenes show the sisters closer than ever, bonded by truth, trauma, and a second chance at family. Ethan, cleared of charges, begins to rebuild his life, finally knowing the full story of his parents. The show leaves a strong message: sometimes, family is about who fights for you, not who you're born to. The Better Sister is more than just a murder mystery. It's a haunting look at how abuse, betrayal, and trauma can destroy families, but also how truth and loyalty can heal them. The ending delivers justice, but not through legal means. Instead, it's personal, emotional, and deeply human. In the end, Adam's death is a result of the very cruelty he spent years hiding behind a polished mask. And those he hurt the most, Nicky, Chloe, and Ethan, are finally free.